Not General Brenyn winced as the prison shuttle rattled along. Here he was, cast to the void like a thief in the night. Quiet, clandestine delivery at the odd hours of the morning toward Galena space. Hoped desperately by Alliance Command to avoid the public's eye. He stared through his tiny porthole window at the shrinking new Earth. Brenyn knew he might never see it again. The magnitude of what he and Colonel Vera were about to do was extraordinary. It would change things forever. He didn't know yet if Lieutenant Colonel Young was on their side. Supposedly, Vera had spoken with him and the rest of the crew. But Brenyn knew the kid, and he knew he wanted action as much as anyone. If Vera worked her magic on him, and the Not General had every confidence she would, Jeff would have no trouble throwing in. The Praetors, defenders of the fringe against the underworld. It was a notion he and Natasha came up with during the Katana's journey to New Earth. They drafted mission statements, moved funds during his court-martial, laid the groundwork for their movement. Equipment dealers were a dime a dozen in the secondary markets. The Fringe's ex-alliance flavor, recruiting soldiers would be even easier than outfitting them. In fact, the diciest part of this venture would be escaping the prison shuttle and any pursuers. But Deystar had planned for that too, hadn't he? Hey, this guard jolted him out of his thoughts. You sleep back there? Not anymore. The guard, not much older than 20, took a second to gather his thoughts. For the record, General, though I guess you're not a general anymore, not with a whole handing you over to the heathens, bish. No, it's alright, really. I've always wanted to die screaming and bleeding on a pirate wax torture rack. The guard spat, dug the toe of his boot into the deck. It's so stupid that you're getting canned over at dice. Even your skies. Man's lost it on this one. Did they ever have it though? But don't worry about it, General. There's a lot of folks in the light still behind you. We're with you, even if only in spirit. He dropped his voice to a whisper. You didn't hear it from me, but I wouldn't be shocked if someone tried to bust you out. Honestly, I'd probably help him. No way you should go down for this. Brenyn arched an eyebrow. Those are treasonous words. Now thiep 'em. Shipping you's treason in my book. He crossed his arms. Real leaders look out for their own. The Not General closed his eyes. Poor kid. If only President Newman agreed. You're in here for me. That escape attempt might be coming sooner than you think. The guard's eyes widened. Oh, what are you? Joe shook the ship. He looked out the window. The shuttle writhed in the tractor beam of an Alliance capital ship. This is Colonel Vera,
of the Katana. Drop shields and weapons. Prepare to be brought aboard.
Not General Brenyn cleared his throat. What's your name, son? Marlowe, Jack. Second Lieutenant, sir. Well, Lieutenant Jack Marlowe, you told me that if someone tried to bust me out, you'd help them. Here's your chance. There was a moment of uncertain silence. Standing up, Lieutenant Marlowe saluted and pressed his thumb against the cell's for shield lock. I lost my family to the Jamadi mob. Whatever you're doing, I'm in. The Not General laid a hand on Marlowe's shoulder. Welcome to your new family. 5 minutes later, they had landed on the Katana. Lieutenant Colonel Young walked Brenyn to a mag lift. What's our plan? I assume you have one for getting to the fringe. I do, and you'll find out with everyone else. The Lieutenant Colonel arched an eyebrow. Expected blowback? Let's just say it won't be so popular. Colonel Vera wants to ride the top of the nether. Use it to hide from sensors. Skirt under the lights. Brenyn pondered that. Not a bad idea. The command will expect that. There'll be fleets waiting. What then? Our destination's the west end of human space. We're in the east. The whole line's in between us. Leave that to me. After a moment, Young nodded. Anyway, once we hit the fringe, we'll start evangelizing. Should be plenty of ex-Alliance and sympathists around there. Might even pick up some fellow defectors. Know where else we could try? The Belt. Their resistance should play ball. Leave them be. Last thing we need is the problems of the Seven. Understood. Time passed. Jeff cleared his throat and shifted. It's, probably obvious, but Colonel Vera told me about your plans. What we're doing. I'm with you. Thought I'd tell you myself. Deystar smiled slightly. Oh, I figured. Yes, sir. They stepped off the mag lift and marched to the bridge. Colonel Vera was waiting at a trio of chairs near the back. All stations are go, sir. Just say the word. Good work. You'll make a fine captain yet. Won't I? Natasha pointed at his chair. Your move. Ah, yes. Time to go be a hero. He frowned. Hope I remember my speech. Sitting down with Vera and Young, Deystar nodded to communications. You do have to actually say something. Right? He's going to say something, isn't he? Attention all hands. This is Brenyn. You've been made aware of our mission, and you've been given time to reconsider. However,
I want to give you one more chance to leave with honor. This is a big decision. Those who stay will have their very best expected.
Bereft of its charge, the prison shuttle left the Katana.
Once we've left Alliance space, we'll become the Praetors to fight for the Fringe and crush its oppressors.
We stood by for long enough. It's time to make a change. We will bring the dawn, no matter the cost. The Mechanics stood around the Alpha Wing hangar. Their maintenance paused.
Alright, you know our plan. You know the stakes. What you don't know is how we're getting there.
Brenyn hesitated.
We're bound south. The Katana will cross the Meridian Line and travel through hyperspace.
Gasps filled the bridge. Young sank into his chair, wide-eyed. We're swallowed and shuttered.
Once we reach the Rescindum barricade, we'll head west through Paradise, then north to the Fringe. It'll take longer, but there'll be no Allied fleets or FDL jammers.
In the hallways, white-jacket crewmates huddled round comm stations and whispered nervously.
I won't ask you to take on the hive. There's no guarantee we'll make it. They're intimidating, and they're dangerous. We've beaten them before, and we can do it again. Those who leave, I won't blame. Those who stay, I'll expect to trust me. We're going to do this.
Nodding to communications again, General Brenyn turned to Vera.
Give anyone who wishes to leave 20 minutes.